Mr. Trump, this is a message to the president. I'm here to talk to all of you that are shaking in your boots. What are we gonna do? That crazy man, he's the president and he don't like black people.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
He don't like Mexicans.
They came in illegally. They're destroying our country. We're getting them out.
He don't like Muslims.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Maybe so. Who cares? We don't give a damn what he likes or what he don't like. The future is not his. The future is ours.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are looking at message from Mr. Farrakhan directed at Donald Trump, and this one is making some serious point about leadership and the direction of country as United States. So the message describes what Farrakhan sees as dangerous decisions and warns about the possible consequence for the country. Now, whether you agree with him or not, there is no question that these are strong statements. Let's listen to what he's saying. I come back with a comment.
Do you think you're a real American citizen? You really don't know, do you? The Constitution never was a guarantee for you. I love the way you defend it. Such a magnificent document, and nobody defends it better than the slave who it don't even apply to. You're so exquisite in your defense. We are Americans too. Well, tell that to Trump. Tell that to the lyncher. Tell that to the police when they're killing you for just being black. Tell them I'm an American too. Do you know in the early dictionaries, the definition of an American is one of the 6 European nations that made up the 13 colonies? Those are the real Americans. It said no Aboriginal people were included. None. Here's my Korean family. I have some Chinese family here, some Mexican family. You think you're an American? Are they treating you like an American? See, you gotta wake up, man. The moment Trump said what he said, what did they do? They showed up at the home of a Mexican woman who had been reporting every year. She was undocumented, but she has lived here over 20 years, had children here. What did they do? They snatched her up like she was some common criminal and sent her away.
The nature of this administration is good for us. Because of Trump's way, he is an anomaly. There's never been no president quite like Mr. Trump. There's something that he's doing. Trump is destroying every enemy that was an enemy of our rise. Who's the enemy of our rise? Is it the Department of Justice, where we get none? Is it Congress, where you make a law that favors us and then you turn around and destroy it? Is it the media that has destroyed every black leader that stood up for us? Martin Luther King suffered it. Malcolm suffered it. He's attacking the media, calls it fake news. We have been the victims of some fake news.
Yes.
He's beating up the FBI. Go at it, baby.
Yeah.
So now,
Getting worse.
if you look at Mr. Trump,
Right.
Mr. Trump is a businessman. Certainly, he's done great things in the business world.
Got a lot of money from his dad that helped.
Oh yeah, his dad was a nice fella. He ran a little dusty work, and like
millions of dollars. We can start with that. That's pretty good.
like Mr. Joe Kennedy did.
That's right.
You know,
The booze, right.
white folk are allowed to be criminals and pass on money to their children to become clean. That's what Michael Corleone was trying to do. But Frank Lucas and none of our brothers who've done great in the drug culture, they were not allowed to have any money to pass on to their children that they could build on the era of the father that made something better for the children. But Mr. Trump is tearing away the skin of the onion of white civility. And the more he pulls the skin of that onion back, he's beginning to show something in the character of the whites that follow him, that they don't care what he says. He could say one thing this minute, another thing the next minute, and you could see that the man has a little problem. A little problem. But he is exacerbating the race situation in America. And I will guarantee you, if he becomes president, he'll take America exactly where America is heading. He'll take you there on a rocket ship. How can a man say, he's not a thug, he's a diplomat, he's a president, we'll go into Iraq and we'll just take the oil? See, that's the thug coming out. That's that part of the nature of the beast that's manifesting. Well, if he becomes your president, you'll be just like him. And you know what the scripture says? Pharaoh was talking before his demise, and he openly said, me and my people are wicked. And when you get leadership that is not rooted in justice, then they begin to make the people just like themselves. Be careful, America. You're headed into the abyss of hell. And if you make a mistake in choosing your leaders, maybe you'll go there faster. These are master assassinators. And I have to say to my president, Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership.
But you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do.
That's right.
Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do? He's doing it. Now back to President Trump coming to Chicago. See, you told Rahm Emanuel, clean it up, or I will. And you threatened my young brothers. Let me tell you something. My brothers are in bad shape. And I have warned all of you. I told you that the army was coming. I told you to get your act together and clean up your act, because they're coming with a mind to slaughter us. Have I said it? Not just for a year, but for 3 decades. I have been warning you about the government of America planning a war, not only with a Muslim overseas, but with black people and the nation of Islam in America. Have I not done that? Now, Mr. Trump, you can come and you can bring your army. But if you read this book and know what your people have planned and are carrying out against young black men, then you come. But I'm going to warn you, Mr. Trump, this is not a forsaken people. And the God that we serve has promised us that he would fight our battles. We don't have no gun to equal yours, but we got a God. Check out the West Coast. You never seen no rain like that. You haven't seen nothing yet. Hey, in the Middle East, y'all think that Dubai is a nice place to run and hide now? You can get in the hotel and order some liquor in a Muslim country. They might even have a pig foot there for you. But they woke up one morning a week or so ago in Dubai with 10 inches or 10 centimeters of snow on the ground in the desert. Don't you ever think that you can go somewhere and God can't get to you when he wants to make an example of you. So I'm saying to Mr. Trump, not being disrespectful, I'm going to talk to you about him now. Who is he? You can come, bring your army, but if you slaughter my little young brothers,
watch what God will do for you, Mr. Trump, and for the country that you said you want to make great again. That's not going to happen, Mr. Trump. America will never be made great again. Her days of greatness are over. The God of justice has come, and America now has to pay for what she has done.
You know that Trump could not have ascended to be president without the permission of God? Don't you think Allah is interested in who the President of the United States is, since we've been sentenced to 400 years of evil from them, and this man is now the president? Don't you think God has something to say about that? But the question is, what does God say? Because he's been appealing to you. Come out. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins and her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Come out. Not me. This is the way you think? Yes, sir. Where would we go? That's right. Well, God, I don't trust you. But you trust a man that's been lying to you for 463 years? But you don't trust me? If I promise you land, do you think that I don't have the power to take the land from whom I please and give it to whom I please? That's easy for me. Now, you heard Elijah and you heard Malcolm. We didn't talk about integrating with white people. We talked about separation from them. Okay. You said, I ain't separating. I'm going to get mine right here. Okay. Let's go sit in. Let's have freedom rides. We're going to march. And they whooped the hell out of you, put you in jail, cattle prodded you, and 50 years after Martin, where are you now? No progress. Oh yes, we've made progress. Because we can eat in any white restaurant and live in any white neighborhood. We paid a price for this. But every time you moved in, they were angry, they moved out. Every time you made advancement, you made advancement at their expense. Listen to what I'm saying now. Everything white folk conceded to us, you called it a victory. They called it their defeat. So when Mr. Trump came to power, he's the savior for the alt-right. The little white boy that you call a cracker, that's Mr. Trump's very faithful follower. And we done tracked Mr. Trump down. His father, Mr. Trump's father, grandfather, came to America, you know. He wasn't involved in the slave trade. He wasn't involved in Jim Crow. He just was a German white man who saw in America a way forward for himself. He had a son, I'm talking about Trump's father. Trump's father built Lefrak City in New York. Black folk couldn't rent in that place. Trump loves white people. He'll pat a black man on the head and maybe pat you on your behind. He may suffer from diarrhea, but he's also the groper in chief. And his people don't mind. Grope on, President. Grope on. Hey, man, you standing up now. Bless your heart. And the flag is on the field. And Kaepernick, with all his white showing, like Farrakhan, he takes a knee. And the others say, I'm taking a knee too. And Mr. Trump comes out, I long for the day. And when they disrespect our flag, you would say to that son of a, you're fired! And with a lot of force, fired! He called him a son of a, and then had the call where black folk live in Africa. Some kind of hole, I don't remember the name. But a hole where there's a lot of excrement floating around somewhere. And they had the Nigerian president at the White House. And he's using him as a prop. And the poor president, I don't know how the heck y'all can do this stuff, you know. Man insulting you. Then he got about $12 billion or more. And the president buying weapons. Y'all can't see, can you? Now look at this. See, you want to take down the statue of Robert E. Lee? You telling white people you can't fly the Confederate flag? What do you think these white folk think? And when that policeman pulls you over, see, his heart is to kill you. And you're going to see more and more of that every day now. Because God wants you out of here. He wants you to separate from your enemy. So he put Trump where Trump need to be, as a whipping wind on the dry bones in the valley. Now you're talking like this, you know. Man, it's kind of getting rough with that Trump. We got to do something. You're right. What you got to do? You got to unite and get busy to do something for yourself. Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Let me just tie this up. See, all of us have made an agreement with hell. All of us have made a covenant with death. The pale horse of the revelation had a rider that was death, and hell followed closely behind. Everywhere the pale horse has ridden, death has come. Everywhere the white man has put his foot down on our planet, death and hell follow. Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership, that you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do. That's right. Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do? He's doing it.
So one thing that made Viatri stand out is how strongly Farrakhan is challenging the leadership of Donald Trump. He is representing this as more than normal political disagreement. He is questioning the value behind a certain decision, that is asking whether those decisions are actually helping ordinary Americans. So that is the important part of this conversation. Because when leaders make major decisions, people are going to judge those decisions by the result they see in their everyday life. Are people becoming more secure? Is it the economy improving for working families? Is it the country becoming more united? Or are division getting deeper? These are the questions you can ask yourself. Those are the questions deserve serious discussions. Farrakhan is also bringing religion and morality into this conversation. His argument is essentially that leadership should not only judge by political power, but also by principles and accountability. Some people will agree with that perspective, while others will say politics should be judged primarily by political result. So, but either way, it is created interesting debate about what America expected from leadership, and then there is also warning about America's futures. So, when some of someone talks about possibility of country declining or collapsing, that is obviously a very serious prediction. We should careful not to treat prediction as established fact, but we can still examine the reason behind this warning and ask whether these are the real problem that America needs to address. Okay, that to me it is whether this conversation become most important. You can disagree with Farrakhan as the conclusion and still ask whether some issues is rising deserve this attention as it is today. So after hearing this message, what do you think, guys? Is it Honorable Farrakhan giving America and Trump a serious warning, or do you believe his criticism gets too far? Do you think America's biggest challenge are the politics, economy, moral, or combination of all these three? I want to hear from you guys, your perspective. So drop your thought in the comment, of course. And if you like this conversation, you know what to do. Please subscribe, hit like button. See you in the next one. I love you guys.